Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? It is gonna be an unboxing video. This is the Ackman here, and I am going to unbox some stuff here for you and for me. For me. Yeah, the hat is part of the theme because I am unboxing RoboCop Alex Murphy figure right in here. I'll actually be doing this figure second, but give you an idea of what's going on coming up. But before that, I got another blind box, Return of the Living Dead reaction figure, Super 7 figure right there. Like I say, I do love this film. This is one of my favorite zombies, actually my favorite zombie of all time. If you don't know what a zombie is, well, it's pretty straightforward. It's a comedy zombie movie. And I do love this film. And the funny thing is, the first time I saw it when I was a kid, I think I was 14 or whatever when it came out, 13 years old, maybe. I must have been 13. I think 14, I was just smart enough to realize it wasn't a horror movie. Because when I watched it, it freaked me out. And it was before I'd even seen Night of the Living Dead, which is one of my top two favorite horror films of all time. And it wasn't until the credits, and I realized the silliness when they were showing clips from the movie in the credits. And I said to my mom, who was watching it with me, and I said, I think that was actually a comedy. And I think my mom thought I was retarded or something. Sorry for using the R word, but I'm Gen X and it's a bad habit. It's just a habit. Anyway, that being said, my mom was sort of making fun of me, like what? You didn't know that? But anyway, it's still one of my favorite movies out of the 80s anyway, for the horror comedy genre indeed. Anyway, so this is the one I got. I got one already, and it was this figure here, which is I didn't realize it, but it's actually and I've forgotten her name, the female character from the film, the female punk chick who takes off her clothes and does her dance and stuff. And I've totally forgotten the character's name, even though it looks absolutely nothing like her in terms of the hair and everything else. It's completely different, but it's also one of the zombies on the cover art. So anyway, I'm gonna hit pause for a second because I really need to blow my nose all of a sudden. Okay. But yeah, anyway, if you've been sleeping in a closet for the last 40 years, this is what the actual DVD art looks like, and that is her right there. So cross my fingers I didn't get a double. You can see it's rotted here. That's the problem with DVDs, physical media. DVD cases do over time rot, especially if the actual case itself is like a cheap one. I bought a stack of them from the dollar store a bunch of years ago to replace some DVDs I had, and now you just push your thumb on them and it goes right through. And I didn't know that. I think most people didn't anticipate that, and then a lot of the plastic does rot. But it is what it is, and it can't be changed. So anyway, let's get into this and cross my fingers it's not the same one. And if it is, and it's not really the end of the world. That's the part of the excitement of blind boxes, and also part of the annoyance. So let's open this up, and then we'll get into RoboCop. You should do a secret undercover version of RoboCop where he rides the rails, and they can call it HoboCop. I know, terrible dad joke, but I don't have kids, so I got to tell them to someone. So let's pop this open. Did I cut all the way through? Yes, I did. And it is not a double. Thankfully, I can see right away, so I'm quite happy about that. And here we go. It is the counterpart, but the black and white version, which is still pretty damn awesome. Which you can see right there, which is this character right here. So that's pretty crazy. That's pretty awesome. Really happy not to get a double. And because there's two versions. There's this one, and then there's one that matches the actual DVD cover, the green one, or the poster art, if you want to call it that. And there's a version of this that's in the same color as this. So get him out of the package. Get a nice look at him. That looks really cool. Some of these Super 7 reaction figures are really well made. A lot of detail on this. You can just see it really looks like the art on the cover. I'm really happy with this. And yes, again, I'm so glad it's not. I just didn't get a double because I knew there's more of a chance it wouldn't be a double because I've only got one so far. The more of them you get, the more the chances of getting a double is. But the store I get these at, it's called Collective on Spadina Avenue, downtown Toronto. And I know sometimes if you open them in the store and you tell them you have a double, sometimes they'll let you switch it out. Like as long as you don't damage the box or whatever, you can switch it out and take your chances with the second one. Because I know they told me that once before when I was getting the Misfit Fiend figures, and I got one double. And they said, "Oh, you should have brought it in, and we would have swapped it." So good to know. But I don't mind have the double Misfit Fiends. It's kind of cool. So pop this over here. Now let's get into RoboCop. I wasn't even originally going to buy this because, you know, it just kind of looks like Murphy. Then I kind of, the other day I was there and I got a better look at the character itself, the detail and what it comes with. Then I realized there's the him getting shot. You can put it together like that, which is how I'm going to put it on the shelf. So I think that's going to look really cool. So running 6 minutes on this, 7 minutes already. So I'm going to get it open. The store also has, I mentioned this in another video, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface 40th anniversary when I was there 2 weeks ago, roughly. And I didn't want to, at first I was like, oh, I should just buy it even though I already have it. Then I thought, I already have it. I'll leave it on the shelf and someone else who loves the film can come along and pick it up. But then I was back when I bought this and it was still there. So I'm going to give it one more week. And if it's still there, I'm going to buy it. And then I can put a different, one of the alternate heads on it and make it a little bit different. But they had a month, 3 weeks for someone to come along and buy it. They didn't, so it'll be mine. So there he is out of the package. And these Ultimate figures from NECA, they have a background piece, I guess, in case you want to make like a, what's it called? When you have a background and you put it, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But they have those, that there. So it's very unlikely I'd be doing that anytime soon, but I still hang on to them if I think there's a chance. And this one, especially if the background looks pretty good, and this one does look pretty good, so. A diorama, that's it. But, yeah. And, let's see. So, I think this is an older figure. I didn't look at the date inside. 2 reasons that make me think it's an older figure is it's using the heavier box board rather than basically construction paper in the background. I just want to take a look and see if there's a date on this one. But also the figure's held in with wires instead of the rubber bands that NECA and other companies tend to use these days. Yeah, this is 2023, so it's not super old, but it's still 3 years, and that fits in with the timeline of the figures I was buying before that had the wires holding them in instead of the elastics that they use currently. But it looks like, thankfully, there's only 2. I have my snips, but I want to see. I can never remember which snips I like to use. So he's being held in. Okay. There we go. Oh, actually, it's not wire. It is the rubber bands, but I guess sort of the rubber bands. There, it was black, so I assumed it was the wires. Anyway, let's see if I can't get them out. Got some good accessories here, which I'll go through in a second. There we go. Now that he's out of the box, even just in his uniform, it looks pretty good. He's got his vest on. A lot of detail like you would normally expect from NECA. See right there. Sorry about the lighting, as per usual. He's got a holster, and he's got, comes with a couple guns, as you can see right there. The belt looks like, oh yeah, it's supposed to do up, but it's not actually done up. It's got like the holes there to, but I think it's also because there's a different belt, which I'll talk about in a second. But it's got a lot of like the usual detail. This fucking light, sorry about the language. But I don't know if that helps. No, not really. Okay. It's down here and it's still going to do the same thing, but now he's all washed out. But a lot of detail in the vest. You can see the usual articulation in the arms. I don't want to just force his arm and bend it. I'm going to heat it up maybe with the blow dryer real quick before I do any of that, just because I don't want to damage him. A lot of detail in the pant legs. They're just simple little wrinkles and things like that. Just add to the figures, make them look that much more authentic and realistic. He's got his belt here with all this stuff. Does the flashlight come out? Probably not. Not that I need it to, but sometimes the NECA figures surprise you. I have some little detail like that, and it actually comes out of the holster. So not just NECA, like a lot of the other brands, Diamond Select, McFarlane, obviously. A lot of great other great brands out there, but it is really well made. Boots look like very good. Sorry, I'm just a little bit blurry as usual because I am not tech savvy. But so now it comes with the alternate parts, alternate hands, obviously for holding the guns right there, trigger hands, and then some alternate heads. This is his pain face from getting shot, and just a serious face right there. And this here is, that's a hand replacement. So when he gets his hand shot off in the film, that's the blood splatter. So it is pretty gruesome. It's actually really gruesome. And there's the bulletproof vest, or his vest with all the shotgun blasts in it. That's the one I'll be using. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Anyway, and then up here, that's his shoulder without an arm. When it gets blasted off later, that's also the one I'm going to be using. So it's going to look pretty good. I can't wait to actually set it up, and then probably mention it in a different video later on. This lighting here is really getting on my nerves. Fucking Christ. Anyway. Never used to do this, and I don't know how to change. I tried changing settings on the camera, which is just my phone, but it says "screw you, Jack," and I'm gonna make it all blinky so everybody hates your videos. But anyway, that's RoboCop right there, unboxing, and Return of the Living Dead right there. And if you watched it all the way, I thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you want to help me get up to 1,000 subscribers, and subscribe if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate that too. I would really, really be happy about that. And if you want to like and comment and do all that other fun YouTube stuff, that would also be a lot of fun, because I do like comments. I do like the banter. I always get back to people when they do comment. And I guess that's it for now. I'm going to go take a picture for the clickbait and pose this guy up and make him look real badass. Or, well, shut up. Essentially, he's not going to look too badass. He's going to look very victimized. But anyway, thank you for watching, and until the next one, bye.